Hey guys, it's been a really long time. I want to apologize for that. It's just been because I'm a senior in high school, so I'm applying to colleges and I got my SATs and APs and all that kind of stuff going on. So I just haven't had a whole lot of time to play guitar. Actually, I haven't played guitar for almost a year, so I haven't been able to play it and I haven't been able to record lessons at all either. But I found a little bit of extra time, so I thought I'd try and maybe record the next lesson in the series. I know it's been a really long time. And I actually don't even remember what number this is or what I taught. So if I repeat a little bit, just see it as extra practice. And I'm probably gonna be making a lot of mistakes because I haven't been able to play live either, so I'm a little bit rusty. But hopefully I can make it through this lesson. So just some things to talk about. I don't know. I'm not sure like what level you guys are all at right now, but I'm just going to say that wherever you are, keep doing the drills. If you want to increase your finger dexterity, the only way to do that is just to keep playing drills and to keep practicing, keep playing, and get your fingers better coordinated so you can just, keep going up and down the neck, keep practicing, just do some drills where you just keep playing. That's all I have to say. Just keep improving. And the best way to get good at guitar is just to keep practicing. There's no other way around it. There's no special technique that I can teach you. Although I'm going to try and teach you as much as I can technique-wise. Sometimes you just have to sit down and play 3-4 hours a day, and one day it'll just click for you, where you can just kind of speed everything up and get some cool sounds out of your guitar. Just keep practicing. So I'm gonna go over some new stuff today. Some things that I kind of want to focus on is alternate picking and vibrato. So how about we can start out with vibrato, and that's just that kind of bend sound that alternates. And it just really makes your playing sound a lot better. So if you're even on a bend of a note, you can just add it in wherever you can, and it'll make your playing sound a lot better all around. So let me just talk a little more about the technique behind that. The way a lot of people try to emulate that sound is they'll kind of bend it with their fingers. You can see how I'm doing that there. And kind of get this kind of like uneven sound, and it just doesn't sound very good. What you do want to do is, the proper way to do it is kind of like this, and the big thing there is you want to, I'm not sure if you can see it too well in the video, but you want to use this part of your finger against the neck as a pivot point, and you're going to pivot like that, just like that. The thumb can be on top to kind of add some extra leverage. And that's going to let you just kind of bend the note like on that pivot point like this. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but that's going to let you get a nice, consistent, clean vibrato sound. That kind of thing. And you can practice it on all the different fingers, the third finger, there's just one finger maybe. And just add it in when you can, even on the bends. So if you go, or I like to add it on the last note. So if I'm doing a little like rundown where I'm just kind of on that last note right there, I'm just pivoting on that pivot point right there, and just it's like a rotation of my wrist like this. There is not a lot of finger motion in it. I'm not bending it with my finger like that. It's not finger driven. It's with my entire arm and my entire wrist, just rotating. And I'm still working on it. And the only way to get at it is just to keep practicing and get used to that motion of just rotating with your wrist and not with your fingers. All right. So that's just one technique that you can work on. A second technique that you can work on is something called alternate picking, which I haven't been focusing a lot on. I've just been telling you to do these drills, and that drill, you're actually alternate picking the entire way through. So let me just address that. Alternate picking is essentially just when you pick, you go up and down, and you go only up and down. So every single time you pick, your hand is always doing this, no matter what you're doing. So if you're switching string, you're still, even on 3, you know, you're still, you're always going up and down. So I'm going to give you a little drill just to work on alternate picking. It's just getting that rhythm, and it'll give you a nice aggressive picking sound, and it'll help you get a lot faster if you can work on that. I mean, it'll definitely help you with speed if that's what you're after, and just getting a nice aggressive picking sound. Alternate picking is the way to go, and I think something that you should definitely work on and use as your primary form of picking. I used to be an economy picker myself, and switching to alternate picking, I found that I can pick a lot faster and a lot more consistently than economy picking. So here's a little drill I want you to do. You can do it in any key you want. I'm going to do an E minor. So this means that my finger right here is not going to be on the 3rd string from the bottom. So 3rd string from the bottom, and I'm going to be on the 11th fret with my index finger right there. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this shape. So my index finger, my middle finger, and my pinky, those are going to be the ones that are going to be playing like this. And the pattern is just going to sound like this. Okay? So that's the drill. It's just repeated alternate picking. That's what it sounds like. And what you're doing here is I'm just going with my index finger on the 11th fret of the 3rd string, and I'm going index finger, right, 2nd finger, and then 4th finger. So right, so that's the first part. So 11, 12, 14. Then the next part is to go up to the B string, or the 2nd string, and I'm going to shift my fingers down one and to the right one, like that. So now my index finger is on the 12th fret, and it's going to be 12, 13, 15. Right? So what that's going to sound like is I'm going to go from the 3rd string, 11, 12, 14, and then on the B string, 12, 13, 15. So it sounds like this. And then I go back and repeat. Now the important part of this drill is not the left hand, it's actually the right hand. And what I want you to focus on is keeping a consistent up-down picking, which means you're always going up-down, no matter whether you're switching strings or whatever you're doing, you're always keeping this consistent up-down, up-down, up-down. So the first 3 strings are going to be down, the first 3 notes are going to be down, up, down. Now this is the tricky part. On the B string, if you're doing economy picking, you would hit down on that. So it would be, if this was economy picking, you would be going down, up, down, down. That would be 2 downs in a row. But the thing with alternate picking is you're always keeping this consistent up, down. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going down, up, down, right, for the 3rd string. And when you switch to the 2nd string, you're going to go up. So it's down, up, down, right, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down, up. And you just keep drilling that, and that'll help you get this consistent feeling. Right, so keep working on that alternate picking. That's the next drill for you to do. So the first drill is just vibrato drills, wherever you want. Just practice that vibrato. Second drill is this one, alternate picking. Right? There's another drill that I want to teach you. I'm not sure if I told you this drill already, but what this drill encompasses is just learning how to play with your left hand efficiently, which means that you don't want a whole lot of motion when you're playing with your left hand. If you watch the best players, their left hand looks like it's barely moving. And you can see that they're so able to play really fast. And the whole concept behind that is with just as little motion as you can get, you're still going to play the notes. If you're kind of flopping your hand all over the neck, you're not going to be able to play very quickly, and you're not going to be able to play consistently. So a little drill that a lot of people like to do to work on that is to repeat that first drill where you're just playing up the neck. Right? What you're going to do is instead play it extremely slowly, but focus on just the left hand and keeping those fingers as close to the neck as you can without stretching weird fingers as you're playing. You know, you don't want a whole lot of motion, just keeping it as close as you can to the fingerboard and playing it really slowly, something like this. You see how my fingers are kind of jutting out a little bit, so I would just play it really slowly and try and keep my fingers as close to the fingerboard as I can. And it actually looks a lot easier than it is. So when you see some people do this, they'll you know, when you switch your gear, they'll kind of like stick some fingers out like that, and it's just natural for your finger to kind of just cramp up. What you want to do is you want to keep it nice and relaxed and keep it really close to the fingerboard all the way up. So if you can see kind of maybe from this angle, I'm going to keep my fingers as close as I can without sticking them out. Right? And just do that all the way up the neck, and it's a great exercise to do to just get more efficient with your left hand. Okay, and the last thing I want to do is just to make it a little bit more fun rather than just all drills, is I'm going to teach you the intro to Sweet Child of Mine, just this part. And the good thing about this is that you can practice your alternate picking during this part, and it's going to be string skipping alternate picking, so it's an excellent way to practice. So the first part is going to just sound like this. It's going to be this part. Right? So what you're going to be doing is playing it on the 12th fret, on the 4th string. That's the first note. Right there. Then the second note is the 15th fret of the B string, or the second string. Right? Then the next part is going to be 14 and then 12 on the 3rd string. And then you're going to go to the 15th fret of the first string, and then to the 14th fret of the 3rd string, and then to the 14th fret of the 1st string, and then the 14th fret of the 3rd string. So that sounds like this. And the interesting thing to note about here is that this entire riff only the first note is changing. So that first note is here, and then you're gonna just right. So you're just changing that first note, and the rest of the riff is staying the same. So this whole part, that part stays the same. The only part that changes is that first note. Right? So let me go through that riff one more time. So the first note is going to be the 12th fret of the 4th string. Right? So that's the first note of the first little riff part. So this is what it sounds like. 12th fret, 4th string. Now this little part here is going to be the part that keeps getting repeated. So it's going to be the 15th fret of the second string, and then the 14th of the third string, and then the 12th of the fourth string, and then the 15th of the first string, and then to the the 14th of the third string, and then the 14th of the first string. Let me see, and then the 14th fret of the third string. So that's the part that keeps getting repeated. Right? So the first note is the only thing that's changing. Right? So the first notes for the different wrists is the first one is going to be the 12th fret of the fourth string right here. The next one is going to be the 14th fret of the fourth string right there. And the important thing here to make it a lot easier is if you play it with that finger, the third finger. So it's going to be sorry, not the third string, not the third finger, sorry, the second finger. This one right here. That's the one that you want to play the 14th fret of the fourth string with, right there. So again, and from there, I'm going to just shift it up, right there, to the 14th fret of the fourth string, and repeat that little second wrist part. And then the last first note is going to be the 12th fret of the third string, so right there. Right? And then go back to the 12th fret of the fourth string. Right? So that's going to be the riff that you're going to play. Now the important part is to alternate pick here, which means that you're going to keep alternating down and up, down and up. So the first note you play is going to be down. Then the second note right here is going to be up. And then down, up. Right? And then down, up. So if you've been listening to what I've been saying, I've only been saying down, up, down, up, down, up. And that's the whole concept behind alternate picking. So let's try that again. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Right? So that's the Sweet Child of Mine intro lick. And that's not very difficult. So all it takes is just a little bit of practice and keep working on the alternate picking. So I think that's quite a bit for this lesson. I think it just involves some techniques that you should keep practicing, and that little intro riff for those who just want a little something fun to work on, while at the same time working on their string skipping with the alternate picking. So I'll definitely try and keep posting lessons. I really like the comments and especially the feedback that people give me, and if there's anything that someone wants in particular to learn, please let me know, or a certain song that they want to learn, and I'll definitely try and get that into the next lesson. Alright, thanks.